Danii, back on quarantine edition with another special guest, Aaron. So, Aaron's nice with his new song out, which we'll get all into when he's on the live. Guys, like I always say each and every time, if there's any questions you'd like to ask him, please don't hesitate to do so. But yeah, let's get straight into it now. I'm going to add him in. And yeah, we're just going to get started. So guys, just waiting on Aaron. Oh, he's joined now. This is amazing. Okay, we're just waiting for him to, join the call or the live, shall I say, and then we'll get started. I don't know what's going on. It's not um doing it. There we go. Hi, everyone.
You doing? You good?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Thank you for having me.
That's good. Anytime, anytime. So before we even get into this interview, please could you introduce yourself, your name, what you do, something we may not know about you.
Oh, 1 second.
Right.
I need to just put this up in a good stand. Hang on. I need to get myself a
Hmm.
stand, I think. I hate
Oh,
old.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Same, same.
My name's Aaron. Aaron AK. That's my nickname or my music name. So yeah, man, I'm a singer, a rapper, and a songwriter. And I'm based in Birmingham. Originally from London, but living in Birmingham now. So yeah.
Okay, so just quickly, what's the background kind of story to you? Like, how did that happen as well, and how did your interest of music progress and become a career path you're interested in?
Um, with the music thing, it's I've always been around music, like my family and stuff. But it started from school. I had people around
Mm-hmm.
that rapped and was into like grime. Obviously, grime was like the big thing back then. It still is now, but obviously I think more so back then. When like you had like the Dizzy Rascals, the K&Rs, the Wileys. So yeah, man, it just kind of took like flight from there. To be fair, because I had a lot of people around me that were into it, and I
Mm-hmm.
never really knew about it until I was listening to it. Used to listen to a lot of 50 Cent, Eminem, and it was simple as this really. I thought one day, why not try writing some lyrics just for fun, nothing serious like. So yeah, me and my cousin was like writing lyrics at my nan's house, and we was having like little rap battles with each other and stuff. And he was like, "Yo, you're good, look, you're good at this." And I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man." So I started to do it in front of people, even though like I wasn't that confident. So when I started doing it in front of people, people were like, "Yo, you're good, you're really good, man." And I was like, I thought people are joking, you know what I mean? I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a serious thing, so I thought they're joking. But yeah, from there, just kind of it's just escalated. I started meeting more people, networking with more people. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, I'm here today, like so. It's just
Yeah.
grown.
Now that's amazing. See, even when you were saying like how you wasn't confident in it and you wasn't quite sure if people were joking or not, but people were telling you, look, like you're good. Even your cousin was like, no, you're generally good.
Yeah,
So did you say like the more you started to hear that, the more you was able to build your confidence?
yeah, definitely. I think feedback's always, even negative feedback, you still need feedback from people around you. It needs to be honest first and foremost. You know what I mean? If they don't like what you're saying or doing, at least be honest.
Hmm.
I think feedback helped a lot because I didn't know myself if I was good or not until
Yeah, yeah.
it definitely helped, and it kind of put me in the
Mhm.
right direction. And then practice as well. The more I was doing it, the more it kind of got better. Really, so practice makes perfect. As cliche as it sounds, it's true.
Mhm. Yeah, it really does. It's true. It's true. What would you kind of put your sound in? Like, what genre would you put it in?
See, right now, I'd say it's a very mixed sound.
Mm,
Obviously, grime is my roots. Like that's what I've always done. But right now, like I'm singing, I'm doing rap, I'm doing hip hop. So I'm trying to just do a bit of everything. So my sound
mhm.
right now, I haven't got a particular sound. I'd say it's quite mixed. I like
Yeah.
melodic grime songs and stuff. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's me, man. That's me, melodic rapping. Because I like to try to do something with a bit of melody to it, but also I can switch, be a bit gritty and stuff, when I need to be. So yeah, man.
Yeah, and I like it. It's a mix. Like obviously, I always say to every artist, it starts with you maybe having a particular genre, but then you kind
Yeah,
of branch out to see what your sound suits well with. So hearing you say that you wouldn't put yourself in a specific box is like, oh, okay, like you already know that, okay, it's grime and you can mix up with whatever you want it to do, whether it's rap, singing, you know what I mean? So yeah. So
definitely.
let's say for rap now, no, grime. Um, please name like from 1 to 5 your top fave grime artists.
Okay. Is this have no limit? So does it matter like what city
Yeah,
they're
no, it doesn't matter. It's just up to you. Yeah.
top five? Personally, number
Hmm.
one for me is Gets. Like I've always been a
Oh,
fan of, and obviously his new album's hard. Like Gets is you can't top Gets. Like it's as
mm,
simple as
mm,
Gets is number one. Number two, I'd say right now it's probably Chipmunk. Even like that, I think that's between number one and two. It's still quite tight, but personal
mm,
favorite and Chip, definitely Chip. Uh,
mm,
Number three. See, this is where it gets tricky because like there's a lot of people that kind of I'd say like on level with each other, man. Number three. I've always been a fan of Devlin, even though he's not about no more.
mm,
He was hard when I first heard him come through.
mm.
Say Devlin. Number four. Oh, this is tough, man. Probably Kano. I like Kano, man. Kano,
Yeah.
yeah, Kano. And number five, it'd have to be out of Wiley or probably JK. I like JK. At first, I wasn't a massive fan of JK, but I think his songs have grown on me and stuff. And obviously, he's from Birmingham as well, so he's a proper representative of Birmingham. You know what I mean? Especially for grime. So yeah, man, I'd probably say
Yeah.
JK.
Yeah, definitely. No, you did good options there. I'm not even gonna lie. It is quite hard just from the top of your head, but you did some good artists. So you did good. You did good.
But the maddest thing is,
So,
I don't listen to too much grime. Like when I was growing up and stuff, grime
mhm,
I listened to. But now, like my music taste is so varied and different. Like I don't listen to I don't listen to grime. I listen to like hip hop. I listen to like
mhm.
R&B. I don't. And it's changed. It's changed, and I think nowadays there's not much grime around as well. Grime's kind
Yeah,
of
there is.
it
Mm.
get the certain few songs, but there's more drill around. There's more hip hop. There's more Afro beat. You know what I mean? It's so different now
Mhm.
compared to how it was back then.
What do you think will be the next kind of thing to take over that everyone tries to have in their music?
Um, See, I was speaking to someone about this the other day, and we were saying like the fusion. So, say for instance, like would you say Afrobeat is like a fusion, obviously, of like two kind of cultures. So you got obviously the UK
Mhm,
culture and mixing it with your own culture. So obviously, I've done a song, for instance, in January called Dilbar, which was
mhm,
me doing like my grime flow, my grime style, over like a Desi sampled rap beat. So it kind of just like a fusion of genres. But I don't know what you'd call that, to be fair. So
mm.
like I don't know. Say for instance you're Latin, you get me. You got like some Latin kind of beat, and then you're doing like a UK style over it. So it's like something switched. It's something different.
Yeah, exactly. Finding the name for it is a bit hard because you're just like, oh, I don't know what it'd be at the moment, but that is definitely something that I feel will be the thing to keep going on, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because
Um,
Afro is massive at the moment, but it has been taking over UK for the last 3 years. It's just gone up and up and up.
mhm,
Definitely.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, Aaron, one thing. Could you please like zoom out so we can see your face as well
Zoom
in the
out.
camera?
Oh,
Yeah. Maybe it's just from I don't know about everyone else. Maybe it's just mine. So I could only see the top of you. Now I can see. Yeah, it's fine. I can see you.
that's mad. No, is that better? Yeah.
Yeah, that's better. That's better. Um, okay, you got a comment. So I am JCP. Said Chip and Devlin can't come above Kano or Jamie.
Big up JCP. Yeah, man. You know what? See that again, personal preference, man. I think Chip at the moment he's like at the peak of his game, man. And I think
Mm,
got the diss tracks back and forth with Stormzy and stuff. Obviously, Stormzy can't say anything back because he knows not to. I don't think lyrically,
mm.
he will. Lyrically, another level. Like, you know.
Yeah. I feel like at that time that was going on, it was good for that time because the scene was quite dead. There was not much going on, not much entertainment. So I thought that just kind of helped everything for that time.
Nah, definitely, 100%. I think
But
Storm.
yeah.
I like Stormzy, but again, he's more commercial, so he's got his head screwed on. You know what I mean? He don't need to, I guess, get involved in that kind of stuff. But if you're calling yourself like the Grime King or you got the crown of grime and this and that, you need to back your statement up. And if someone sends for you, especially someone like Chip, you need to have something to say back, and he just couldn't.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I was, I was a bit disappointed.
I'm so done. I am JCP again, so we can't have forgive him. Oopsie daisy. Oh,
He just times, man. Listen, no one can deny though. He was the first one from the UK to do a song with anyone outside the UK.
exactly. Mm.
And that's still a good song, that is.
Yeah,
Forgot.
we gotta give him his credits, man.
Yeah, man. Like, he done a tune with Chris Brown, Like, imagine that.
Yeah,
A grime artist doing a song with Chris Brown.
exactly. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Someone else said keep up, bro.
Thank you, man. Pick up RV locked in.
But yeah. Okay, so obviously you mentioned it earlier, but I was going to talk about it. So Dilbar, your tune. How did the process of that come up? How did you decide the name? And like just how did it all happen?
Um, so basically, with Dilbert, it's my first
Hmm.
drop for this year. Um, I was sent like a pack of beats by the producer. He sent me like 6 beats altogether. And basically,
Hmm.
I'm Asian, I'm Sikh Indian, so all my family, my friends around me, they're asking me like, "Are you not gonna do an Indian tune?" You know what I mean, like a Desi
Hmm.
tune. And personally, I don't listen to Indian music. Like I listen to hip hop, I listen to westernized music, rap, grime. Um, so I was like, I do want to do it, but I don't want to do it because I don't like doing it. Like I don't like listening,
Hmm.
so I'm not gonna like do something that I don't like listening to. But I had this beat come across, and I listened to the beat, and I was like, "This is sick, man!" Like obviously, I listened to the classic a few times. I knew of the classic anyway, but the actual song
Hmm.
itself, the beat, I took to it. I was like, this beat's uplifting, man. It's like, it's such a high tempo, and I can do something different to this. And also, people are asking for it, so why not give people something they want? You know what I mean? Because end
Yeah.
give your listeners what they want to hear, man. So I thought it's time for me to do a song on that to prove to people as well that I can do that. You know what I mean? I don't need to just always
Hmm.
do what I want to do. I can do something for the people as well. So that's how it come around.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you did because I really like when artists kind of put their heritage and kind of mix into their tunes as well. Because it's
Yeah,
like we get to really hear, what you've got to say about it or whatever message you want to put across, or just to really get to know you on a level. Does that make sense?
yeah, definitely. And that's what I was talking about earlier about the fusion stuff. Like it's good because, for instance, a non-Asian person would never have heard that tune or that sample. You know what I mean? You might not never have come across it, but because I've done it and I've put my own style to that kind of a beat. People are listening to it more, and you can actually listen to the lyrics and be like, "Yo, this sounds sick." Like you might listen to an Indian beat and just think, "Oh, he's gonna be spitting, Indian lyrics over it," or might not understand it, but you can switch it up, man. And I think it brings open. It's like a new audience. You know what I mean? When people can listen
Hmm.
to it, and it just opens up a whole other door, man. Definitely.
Yeah, exactly. It really does. It really does. Especially when, let's say someone's listening to you for the first time, they hear that, they're going to be wanting to hear more from you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's happened. To be fair, I've dropped it, and a lot of people are wanting more of that kind of style.
Mm.
So like, I'm now thinking like, yeah, man, I'm gonna do more, like, because the feedback's been good so far. So why not, man? You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, yeah,
the thing, man.
definitely, definitely. You've got a question. So Bon Gotti said, "Who would you like to collab with if you could collab with anyone?"
Or Gets or Chip, probably Gets. I think Gets is just amazing. Yeah, Gets. Get.
No, that'd be sick. What kind of song would you like want him to be on with you? Like, what would you be talking about, or what would the instrumental idea be?
It'd have to be like a skippy grime kind of tune, man, because he's all about his flows and skipping us.
Mm,
Yeah, man, something like that. Some
okay, interesting.
heard his tune. He's got a tune with gigs on his new album called Crud, I think. So
Hmm.
something similar to that, just like a back to back, straight back to back. That's it.
Oh, yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be sick because that was a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, yeah. Okay, interesting. So what are we expected to see from you now? Like, what do you have in plans that you can say, that you want us to know about?
Yeah, yeah. I've got a lot like in store, man, like a lot. So I keep forgetting it's like March because February's gone past so quick. Like
Yeah, so quick.
yeah, I've got the music video already done. So I've got a video called The Weekend, and
Ooh.
that's gonna be out in like 2 weeks. So I just need to pick a release date. So I'm looking to maybe drop a trailer this week coming up,
Hmm.
Instagram, and then the following week drop the actual full video on my YouTube channel. So yeah, man, that's a music video for The Weekend, and I've also got an EP coming out. So this song that I'm doing the music that I'm gonna drop a music video to is gonna be on my EP. The EP is gonna be 6 tracks. And they're all different from each other as well, so they're not all similar. Like you got one kind of slow, oh, one slow rap on
Hmm.
there. His phone's all slippery. There you go. So yeah, man, I think an EP in the next 3-4 weeks tops. So yeah, I've been busy, man. I've got a lot more to. Personally, I've not been in the booth. I've not been in the studio for about 2 months because of obviously like COVID and stuff and restrictions.
Mm,
So I've kind of waited for it to die down a bit. But I know like end of the month the restrictions are easing up a bit, so we'll be back in
yeah.
soon as well. So I've been writing. I've
Mhm.
got like another 10 songs to do in the studio, so I'm ready, man. I've got a lot of content for the year.
Yeah, no, you are. It's like you've already like planned out what would be coming through and what you'd be doing. Guys, make sure you follow him on Instagram and YouTube because you heard it here. He's got his
Yeah.
EP coming up. He's got a video coming up. So that's amazing. You're really working. You actually answered my next question because I was gonna ask you like, have you been affected by Corona in any way when it comes to music?
Besides going to the studio, you know what I mean,
Mm,
the studio and the restrictions of COVID. Other than that, I wouldn't say I've been like I have been restricted, man. Like I know a lot of people find it tough to write lyrics and get creative during the lockdown process, but me, man, now if anything, it's helped me. Like you know what I mean, it's made me kind of, it's given me a oomph and something to think about. But I can actually set like a day just to music. You know what I mean? Whereas before I might have been out and about this and that, but now I've got no excuses as of such. And no one should have an excuse as well because we've got so much time in our hands. You know what I mean? So
exactly. Yeah.
I've got nah. I think not at all. Not at all. I've not had no writer's block or anything. And personally, I don't believe in writer's block. Like when people say like, oh, you get
Mm,
block, and you shouldn't have writer's block because if you're creative, you should always have something coming to you. And if it's not coming to you, don't force it. Like it will come to you. I feel like if
mm.
something, it sometimes doesn't happen. Sometimes you have to just let it come naturally. You know what I mean? So that's what I believe anyway. Everyone might have.
That's so interesting. Oh, that is really interesting, because like obviously one of my questions to you, I was gonna ask, like, if you do have writer's block, like what do you do? But to hear you say that, you don't believe in it and as a creative, you should always have ideas flowing. And if it's not coming to you, then maybe it's not that time. It's quite interesting to hear you say that because that is generally is like some of the things that can happen, you know what I mean? And to not force something that is not there because you will be able to tell as like an audience that it's being forced or it's not you being you.
Yeah, look, I've had that before where I've had an evening and I'm like, I'm gonna write a song, and then I've sat there and it nothing's come to me. I'm trying to like let it come, and I'm like, if it's not coming to me tonight, you know what I mean? I'll revisit it, I'll come back the next day or something. If you're sitting there and trying to force it out, like you said, you're gonna end up maybe writing something that's not natural. You're kind of forcing it a bit, and then it's not sounding 100% authentic. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? I think definitely, man. It is if you're creative, it will always come to you, but you just need to be in
Hmm.
a place for it.
Yeah, exactly, definitely. I agree with that. I agree with that. What would you advise other people that look up to you and may want to follow in your footsteps?
Consistency is key, man. Like I didn't realize this because I've always been in and out of music. Like I've never actually sat down and been dedicated to it properly as I am now. Um, and it's because I've never been consistent. Like I've
Mm-hmm.
things and then not done anything for a few months, and then dropped a video, and then not done anything for a few months, and then this and that, and it's pointless. Like if you got a love and a passion for something, then do you know what I mean? You got the possibilities are endless, man. Just keep consistent, keep working hard, and just keep having like I think as well it matters having positive people around you and keep
Hmm.
yourself positive. Like, it's so easy to get negative and be like, oh, I'm not going to do this. Oh, I ain't going to make it. I'm not going to do that. And
Hmm.
yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like you said, positive people are so important as well. Negative thoughts and stuff always come quicker than the positive ones, so you've got to keep saying with that, you know. So definitely. What kind of artist would you say you are when it comes to songwriting? Like, are you the type that already knows what you're gonna put out, or do you have to listen for the right instrumental?
Yeah, I think with the second one. So it depends on obviously like the instrumental you have, um, but I kind of base it off depending on the instrumental I've got. I'll kind of write a hook or a chorus first,
Hmm.
I build to the instrumental, listen to it a few times, and then once I've got the hook and chorus, then obviously base my lyrics around the chorus.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think definitely need a beat. Don't get me wrong, I can sit there and write lyrics without a beat. If it's just random bars, for instance, for like a grind beat or something, or freestyling. But I think if you want to do a song, you need to sit down, plan it, structure it properly, and write a chorus and hook, and then base it around that. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And it's interesting to hear that you have to find the right beat for it because some obviously every artist is different. Some can just do it from what they already want to put forward. Some has to do it from different tunes, and it just shows different kinds of creativity, if that makes sense, because everyone does it differently, and it still works out as the same result.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think with the beat thing as well. I think if you listen to a certain beat, obviously you can then you can kind of gauge how fast your tempo is going to be. For instance, I might do
Mhm,
a chorus. I might be writing a chorus in my head where it's quite fast, but then,
mhm.
I want to do it to a beat, and the chorus on the actual beat is quite slow. So then you have to kind of switch it. So I find it's better if you got the beat, then you can kind of gauge how you want to sing it. For instance, I want to sing it quite fast,
Yeah.
way. So yeah, man, you have to kind of adjust around the beat.
Yeah, exactly, for sure, for sure. And how would you say your journey has been for you, like with the pros and cons of being an artist? What's something that you look at and you're most proud of, and then the cons being something that you've really learned, that you may have not known before that you take with you now?
I'd say with the positive side of things is obviously just the feedback and stuff from people and people enjoying your music. You know what I mean? And then getting played on radio and stuff like that. Because a few years ago, I'd never sit down and be like, I'm going to be played on radio, but here I am today, getting played on radio pretty much weekly and stuff. So it's still a bit surreal in a way, but it just
Hmm.
shows, I'm still learning, still growing, and there's still a long way to go. Like I'm nowhere near yet, so it kind of just it motivates me. Um,
Hmm.
with all the positive feedback and stuff, it just makes me want to do more.
Hmm.
With obviously the what is it, bad side, I'd say it's maybe it shows as well around you who's like real and fake. You know what I mean? It could be family members, could be friends, people you wouldn't expect to kind
Hmm.
of drop on you, kind of thing. But it happens, man. And I think as sad as it is, people do get jealous, do get bitter. But I think when you're successful and you're doing something right, um, whether it's musical, in a job, or anything else, you know what I mean? You could be in a relationship and being happy.
Hmm.
You get certain people that will always find a reason to hate on that. But yeah,
Hmm.
don't let that negative energy affect you and just keep your mindset straight, man. You don't need people like that around you. And I've realised
Yeah.
that more than ever, especially over the last year and a half since lockdown.
Mm.
It opened your eyes up a lot more.
Yeah, I feel as well like when as we're obviously we can't do much, we're very restricted. A
Yeah.
lot is going on for you to really take note of, like you said, friends or like envy going on and stuff like that, even family members, and you really see it more because it's like you know, it's not like you're busy and you can't really notice much of what's going on, but it also helps you be aware that these things happen. It's okay, but as long as you have something that works for you, like you can keep saying and no, this is not going to stop me from still showing for what I want or being happy, then you're good. You know what I mean?
There's a lot more, you know, like you said, there's a lot more worse things going on in the world, you know, at
Mm,
the moment. So
exactly.
you shouldn't focus your energy on one person hating just because so and so, when there's a lot more to be focused on, you know what I mean? So yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Also, on the plus side, yeah, you have been doing so well. Like, obviously, you said about the upliftment from your audience, but your interviews, yeah, it's like almost a weekly thing. You are killing it. Like, I've been checking your page, and I'm thinking, well, you've been working. You know, you've been on this radio station, or you've even had like a feature with BBC, and I'm thinking, wow, you're really in your bag. Like, you're doing well.
Thank you, man. That's the thing, because I haven't been in the studio.
Right.
But in my head, I feel like, because I'm not in the studio recording, I feel like I'm slacking, even though I'm not. So in my head, I'm
Mm,
like, what can I? This week I'm not in the studio, get an interview down. So in my head, I've got like a list, and you know, I mean, every week I want to do something different. So like I know it feels like I'm accomplishing something, that I'm not falling behind, kind of thing. So when
mm.
I'm in the studio, I can look back and be like, look, them 2 months that I weren't in the studio, I didn't not do nothing. You get me? I was doing something.
Yeah, exactly. No, you wasn't not doing anything. Like, because you've been working. Obviously, there's times where you could feel like, well, I'm not doing enough, I'm not doing anything. But
Yeah,
you've been doing something. Do you know what I mean? You've been getting yourself out there, that recognition, people to be like, oh, Aaron AK, I recognize him, or I've seen him from somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
that's
Bringing more like recognition to you.
that's the thing, man. Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you.
Right.
To be fair.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, yeah, and I have, do you know what the funniest thing is? Before you even message me, I have seen you a few times on my page. Me, I'm the type of person where if I want to interview someone or like see what they're doing, I'll kind of have you in mind. Do you get it? So I'll be like, okay, I've seen this person. Now I know, like, when I feel like I can message them or bring them on, I
Yeah,
can just message them. Do you get it? But obviously, you message me first.
I'm quite what's the word of it? Not, I want to say it's not consistency. It's another word. I like to persevere quite a lot, man. So like, if I see an opportunity and someone that could do an interview, I hit them up straight away. I'm like, yo, do you want to get?
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
if it's not soon, you know what I mean? Like, if you said you're busy for 2 months, yeah, man, that's cool. Like, if you got a date in mind, let me know. We'll get something sorted. I like to always plan
Mm,
ahead. I'm quite organised.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, you're quite organized. Like you already have it planned. Like even hearing from like, okay, so what's to be expected from you? You're just like, yeah, I've been working, I've got this date, I need to just sort it out, and you know what I mean? Everything's just patterned for you. So
Like, I know
yeah.
that, or like a few days where I just don't think about music. Oh, there you go, you've gone again. I'm not doing it on purpose. But yeah,
No,
like
I try.
if I have like that few days off where I don't think about anything, or
Hmm.
not structure anything, then
Yeah.
I start getting like in my head, I'm like, what am I doing, man? And like, I need to sort it out. But you're
Hmm.
allowed to day off, you know what I mean? You're allowed to have a day off or two. See, I'm
Yeah,
a bit
exactly.
hard on myself. I think I'm a bit too harsh sometimes, but it is what it is.
You know when you're like what they say is your what was it, your hardest critic or something like that? Where you criticize yourself the most because you know what you would want to do.
Yeah, yeah,
That saying, I've forgotten, but I hope that makes sense.
yeah. No, yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah. Uh, exactly, literally. Oh, Aaron, please, could you
As it,
just move back a bit? Yeah, I can only see half of you.
what about now?
Okay, just you're still cut off.
What about now?
Yeah, now I can see
no,
you. Sorry, I don't know. The camera's just moving. Yeah, I don't know.
that's
Okay, so wait, what was you saying?
yeah, man. So I know what you're saying with that saying. Like, your hardest
Hmm.
day off, and it's true. It's true.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, so as we're coming to the end of our interview, what's something that you would change in the industry that can make things a lot more easier for artists such as yourself?
Um, I'd say maybe more opportunity. You know, I think there needs to be more information, and I'd say like mentoring, as in for artists on how to get their music played on radio and stuff like that. I think a lot of people in my position, and maybe in the,
Hmm.
not myself as well, you know, just they don't know how to go about getting their music played and stuff. It sounds silly, it sounds simple, you know, I mean, just email a radio presenter, but I think there's such a process in place. You know, people don't know that you need a radio edit song, for instance, for a radio. Um,
Hmm.
I first started doing music, I didn't know, but you just learn, you know what I mean? But I think if there's something in place that people can actually get tips and hints from. Yeah, man, they'll be a lot more clued up because I think the industry is so big. There's so much going on in the industry. It's not just about making songs in the studio and then that's it. Like, you know what I mean? There's a lot more to it.
Hmm.
Depends on how serious you are as well, you know, if you're looking to take it further. But I think if them things are in place, it just gives people a bit more of an insight to things.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. That's true. That's another thing. And if you could open up for any artist, yeah, who would you open up for and why?
Um, see, if you'd have to be like, for me right now,
Hmm.
it's not going to be someone like Drake or something. I want to be real. Like, you know, that'd be like the dream, but you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
but I think because I'm from Birmingham, someone like JK or Mist, or even AD,
Oh.
I mean, because it's a stepping stone, they're from,
Hmm.
and yeah, man, I think like it just makes sense, you know what I mean? Because we're in the same city, and then it kind of gives you like the steps for the right direction kind of thing, so it makes sense.
Yeah, no, definitely. Okay, fair enough. No, you're funny when you use like someone like Drake. I was just laughing because Drake's just so overrated, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Like, it's just like he'd have to be someone massive. He'd probably get,
Mm,
I don't know, Chris, but like, I don't know, Justin Bieber opening for him, and even Justin Bieber's a massive artist, so like, you know, what I mean, you need to be
yeah.
there to be like,
Yeah, on that whole high level. Yeah, no, I get you. I definitely get
yeah,
you. Okay, so as we're coming to our final question, this is such a big question, so I hope you're ready for it. You ready for this?
I go for it.
Okay, cool. So my question to you is, yeah, what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind?
Yeah, I just want people to, yeah, so I want people
Mm,
to just, the next music I've done, you know, the interviews, the music videos, and be like, yo, when this guy actually did music and his stuff was absolutely like solid, like, you know what I mean? The melodies, the raps, it all made sense. The visuals are crazy. So I'm just
mm-hmm,
to just elevate myself, and I want people to kind of realize you can come from kind of like nothing to something.
mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
from, and I think a lot of people in my position have as well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I've not come from.
Oh,
Oh, can
sorry.
you?
Yeah, I can
No,
see you now.
it's gonna. Um, so yeah, that's the legacy I want to leave. Like I want people to listen to the music and go back in many years and be like, you know, this song still pops even like in 50
Mhm.
years time. You know what I mean? This song is amazing.
Yeah,
So that's the kind
yeah,
of I just want to leave good music for people to listen to, man, and just
hmm,
show as well that you know what I mean hard work and commitment can get
yeah,
where you want to go.
yeah, definitely, 110%. Because like whatever you put your effort and hard work into, it always pays off. So yeah, I could generally see that paying off for you and you doing your thing. But yeah, Aaron, but definitely.
Thank you.
Well, Aaron, we've come to the end of our interview. Thank you so much for speaking with me. Is there anything you want to say before you go?
Yeah, man, just thank you for having me on.
Mhm.
And you know, if you ever obviously ever need any of my music or whatever, I'll hit you up and I mean I'll send you some of my music.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just thank you for having me on, and everyone just keep lookout for my EP that's coming very very soon.
Hmm. Okay, guys. So, guys, check him out. Make sure you follow him on Instagram. And yeah, Aaron, thank you so much for having me even speak to you on here. But yeah, we'll definitely speak to you soon.
Yeah,
And yeah, keep pushing and keep working, man.
no, cheers.
Yeah.
Thank you, and have a
No
blessed time.
problem. Thank you. You too.
In
Bye.
a bit.
Bye. So, guys, that was Aaron. Okay, yeah, it's bugged out, but that was Aaron. But yeah, guys, please look into my IGTV live because this will be on there. But yeah, anyway.